Today we're gonna doing the Teaching Diverse Learners teaching interview. Here we have Ms. Ramirez.
Good morning. My name is Mrs. Ramirez. I am a second grade teacher here at Cromac Castañeda Elementary. I started my teaching back in 2001. I did 16 years of pre-K, 6 years of kinder, and this is my second year in second grade.
Thank you. In what ways do you modify your teaching methods to accommodate the demands of your classroom's diverse student learners?
I adapt my teaching by using a variety of methods such as visuals, hands-on activities, and small groups to meet different learning needs of the students. I also modify lessons based on student assessment and student performance.
How do you make sure students from diverse backgrounds, cultural, linguistic, and ability feel included and supported?
I always try to create an inclusive classroom by making sure that every student feels seen, and I use inclusive materials and scaffolds whenever it is needed.
How can technology be used to effectively engage diverse student learners?
Technology helps personalize learning in the classroom. I use tools like interactive apps such as Seesaw and digital portfolios to keep all students engaged. I use these to provide different methods of learning. I create interactive lessons again with Seesaw, and I give students alternative ways to demonstrate their understanding of the lesson.
How does creativity fit into your lesson plans and activities in the classroom?
I feel creativity is a core part of my planning. I allow the students to work in open-ended projects where there is no wrong and right answers, and I encourage students to explore new ideas. STEM projects is something that I enjoy doing in my classroom. Students love to work on these, and I love to see the ideas that the students come up with.
In what ways do you support students' creative expression in a variety of subjects?
I let the students express themselves in many ways through writing, art, or even technology. I also assign interdisciplinary projects that allow for creativity across different subjects.
Could you give a story of an imaginative project or activity that really captivated your students?
One project that the students enjoyed working on was we learned about the history of the Lego pieces. They were then to create their own 3D representation of their own Lego with recyclable materials. And as well, they had to write a description of it, and they had to convince the class why it is that they should purchase the Lego that they created.
Oh, that's really interesting. They use a lot of creativity to make it also.
Yes, they did. They really enjoyed it.
Sounds like fun. How was your teaching changed since you returned from the disruption caused by COVID-19?
Since COVID, I feel that now I am more flexible with the students. I am more tech integrated, and I focus on the students' well-being. I can say that I am now more tech savvy. Because before COVID, we didn't have a device for our students to use, and there was many apps that were available, but we didn't really implement them as they should, and we had trouble using them. But now that we have devices for the students, we implement them in the classroom. We implement the activities. And now that COVID came and everything changed, we had to force ourselves to learn how to work the apps, and technology in the classroom is now a must.
So after COVID, like a lot of technology started to be more incorporated into the classrooms, right?
Yes, because like I mentioned before, we didn't have a device for everybody. And when we had to go with asynchronous, the students needed a device. And all of the lessons and activities that we were assigning to them had to be through the use of technology. So when we came back, it was easier for us to use it. We understood. We received lots of training through the time that we were at home, and it made it easier for us to learn how to use the apps and have the students use them as well.
So this also made like the students have more available teaching methods, like
Yes.
until their own home, like they can start teaching, like learning through their homes right now.
Yes.
How do you respond to children's social emotional needs, which might have grown since the pandemic?
I incorporate daily check-ins to give students space to share their feelings, and the district has implemented a district-wide program called Quaver that has SEL activities. This program has different lessons that are taught each week, and they're implemented on a daily basis. They teach topics such as self-awareness, self-management, and relationships skills are discussed. Students enjoy, we do it every day after lunch, and students enjoy working on these activities.
Okay. In your opinion, which remote learning lessons need to be implemented in the modern classrooms?
Blended learning models, digital literacy skills, and asynchronous options are all lessons that should continue in the classroom. They should absolutely stay in today's classrooms.
Okay. How do you implement play-based learning or active learning techniques in your classrooms?
I use lots of active learning such as centers, role playing, hands-on projects. Kids learn best when they're moving and exploring.
So that way they can feel and like understand more the subjects while they're learning, right?
Yeah, yes, it makes learning fun for them. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that way they can also remember the lessons taught like while playing.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of enjoyable activities support young learners in achieving their academic objectives?
Interactive read-alouds, storytelling, science experiments, and STEM activities all keep young learners motivated while building critical thinking, problem solving, and literacy skills.
Which one do you think that the kids like more?
I know they enjoy the STEM activities because, like I had mentioned earlier, there's no right or wrong answer. They like to work with these activities in groups, and I like to see how everybody has a different way of solving the activity that they're working on.
So everybody has a different perspective and a different view of the work.
Yes, and I like to see how they work with each other. They help each other. How they interact. Yes.
How significant do you think play is for fostering social and academic development?
Play is an important part of learning in the classroom. It fosters creativity, teamwork, resilience, and a deeper academic understanding.
So while they are having fun, it's better for them to also be learning.
Yes,
right?
like I say, they're to them they're playing, but they're learning at the same time.
Mm-hmm. How do you establish an atmosphere in the classroom where every kid feels respected, safe, and valued?
I build a safe and respectful classroom by modeling empathy and setting clear expectations for kindness and respect. I make sure each student feels acknowledged, and I build a positive relationship with each one so that they may trust me and we may have positive interactions.
And there's also an objective, so they have like the rules like of the week of what they're going to be learning, right?
Yes, we have the rules in the classroom and objectives of everything that we will be doing. Yes.
This week. Okay. How do you encourage equality among your students, particularly those from minority groups?
I focus on equity by making sure each student's voice is heard, and I build strong relationships with families to support each child's success. I always let the families know that we have to work together in order for us to run a successful class, to have a successful year.
So it is good. It is necessary for the parents also to be communicating with the teacher, so the classroom has.
Yes, very important to have good communication with the parents. Let them know what it is that we're working on in the classroom, so they can also help us at home. Very important to also let them know how their student how their child is doing in class. Always communication. How they can improve. Communication is very important. And when you have good communication with the parents, then it helps to run a smoother classroom.
Okay. So when I'm a future teacher, I also have to be incorporating, not just teaching my students, but also tell the parents what they're going to be learning, so they can encourage them to keep learning.
Yes, always let them know what it is that they're working on, because they're able to help you at home as well.
Okay. One last question. In order to persuade a healthy classroom environment, how do you handle disputes or difficulties when they occur?
When conflicts arise in the classroom, I use a restorative approach. I facilitate discussions where students are able to express their feelings and understand the other student's perspective. We work towards a solution to the problem together, and I also set clear behavior expectations to help prevent any issues before they arise.
Okay, thank you. That will be everything for today.
Thank you. Thank you.